Because no doubt they've done a lot of polling, focus groups and all that to get an ad which they would have thought hit all the buttons in terms of attacking Scott Morrison. Let me just go through it. It says that Morrison is disloyal. He won't take responsibility. You know, that quote that he had, I don't hold a hose, mate. He's supposedly unsympathetic, that if you're good at your job, you'll get a job. And that he was very slow to get the vaccines we need. Now, I'm not convinced by a number of those points, but let me just first ask you, what do you make of that attack?
Well, I think, Andrew, it's interesting. None of those attacks are about Scott Morrison's policies. They're not attacks on him pushing liberal values. They are attacks on his personality and his character. The comment about holding his hose was absolutely understandable in the circumstances, and the left attack on him was absolutely unconscionable. But the question of leadership and responsibility is real. The so-called National Cabinet is simply a way to deflect responsibility. I think Scott Morrison, when he said the vaccines were not a race, was right at the time, but they are now a race if that is the only thing that is going to give Australians back our freedoms. The challenge for the Labor Party is to identify what is it that Scott Morrison has done? What is it that Scott Morrison has touched? What is it that Scott Morrison has done that's made Australia different? And they, like many Australians, can't find anything, so they have to resort to these attacks on his character.
Yeah, I think the thing on his disloyalty, I don't know that really counts. Who wants Malcolm Turnbull back?
And coming from the Labor Party, that's pretty rich.
I think he takes a fair bit. Well, exactly correct. And I think there is a mark on the vaccines, but 9 months from now, if we get the vaccination rate up, I think that'll be like sort of ancient history. And it'll be very important what he makes of the next few months to make sure that he shows that we're getting some reward for this delay, etc., for the vaccination. So I think it's a lot up to him now to do something in the next 9 months to show that he's worth voting for. What is the best thing do you think he has got going for him? I kind of like his manner is improved a bit, but I still wonder whether he's got that folksy touch that he's looking for and that John Howard had.
Oh, look, and the folksy touch has to be authentic, Andrew. The best thing that Scott Morrison has going for him is he's the leader of the Liberal Party, not the Labor Party, and he's not Anthony Albanese. Anthony Albanese has been in public life for decades. If we're talking about things that Scott Morrison has touched or not touched, any mainstream Australian would be hard-pressed to name a single portfolio that Anthony Albanese has ever held that he's made a difference in. And you'd be hard-pressed to identify what does Anthony Albanese believe in and how is Labor going to make anything better. The next election is absolutely winnable for the Liberal Party. But as you said, they don't just have to get Australians to be out and about and get us back into our jobs and give us our freedoms. There has to be a plan for the future, and the party with the best plan will win. And at the minute, it still looks most likely that Scott Morrison and the Liberals have that plan, notwithstanding the massive frustrations of so many people such as me with this current government.
John Roskam, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Andrew.